Jim Murray. Who is he? Who the bloody fuck hell is he? Some would say he's an artist. Some would say he's much more than an artist. Those people are stupid. Excuse me. That was a scripted intro by you. So let's look at some art by Jim Murray. It's quite hard to track down printed versions of his artwork. So I've got a few published pieces here. He's largely known, not only, but largely, for his work on the Judge Dredd comic books from 2000 AD. This is a collection of a bunch of them. One of them in here is a little 6-page strip, which is quite common in the 2000 AD comic books. And it's some shit about aliens, but it's Judge Dredd. Painted. All of his work is painted. His comic books, hand painted. Look at that. Isn't that fucking cool? Hand painted. Great. Huge levels of detail. Very cool effects. Hand painted. Sound effects and cool characters. Nice textures and shit. Very, very cool. Lots of stuff. All very good. This is pretty standard fare for that kind of thing. Judge Dredd. Very cool poses. You'll notice something. Maybe you'll notice it. Maybe you won't. Maybe you should. You fucking pieces of shit. He's got a very sort of streetwise style. Very sort of leaning toward graffiti-ish in terms of characters and such. So like the poses are quite like, dynamic, and the characters are like not caricatures but slightly over the top characters. And again, his level of detail and texture is just pretty fucking nifty, I'd say. More great fucking poses, good angles and shit. Dynamism, and he keeps like realistic textures and mean looking shit, but it's very cartoony and funny with shit like that, which is cool. Funny, Judge Dredd funny, which is one of the best things about Judge Dredd, is that it gets quite dark and gritty, but it's also funny. It's just silly little comics about aliens and things, which is something I feel is lost with Batman, because he's dark and gritty, but it gets too dark and gritty. It stays at that level, whereas Judge Dredd gets dark and gritty, but then it also has a bit of a laugh. So that's just a little 6-page strip from Judge Dredd to more Judge Dredd. This is the full collection of Judge Dredd Batman crossover comics, one of which has art by Jim Murray. Convenient. So you thought that was good. You just fucking take a look through here. I could literally spend hours looking at this. This is another of many stories I haven't fucking read, because I don't read. I just look at pictures, because words are difficult. Yeah. Again, hand painted. Look at it. The textures, the proportions, the everything, the style. It's got such a great style to it, which is always good to see. And fucking look at that, man. Like, that's a painting. It's not like he didn't pencil it and then someone else ink it and then someone else colour it and then they publish it. He drew and painted that whole one image. I'd happily hang that on my wall. Huge. Fucking look at it, man. Like an Animorphs thing of the guy turning into Judge Mortis, one of the dark judges. The textures, the fucking lighting and everything, the little rim lighting there. It's all just perfect. It's so fucking good. Like, this has, the Simon Bisley one, which you read that and you're like, wow, it's all hand painted. That's fucking insane. He's so good. So good. But then you see Jim Murray and you're like, what in the blue heck of a fuck? How is this painted? Like, there's so many times I've looked at it and gone, is it digital? It has to be digital. Surely it's no. I'm pretty sure it's acrylics as well. It's all hand painted. He paints, as well as being known for Judge Dredd, he's quite well known for his artwork on Magic the Gathering cards. He's done quite a lot of those. He's a very, very good fantasy artist. Look at that Joker as a judge, because it's the Batman crossover. Judge Joker. Very, very cool. And we do like the old throwing in the black and white painted panels. Like I said, very cool with the hand painted sound effects in there. We do like those. Fucking good shit, man. Good shit. Oh man, look at that. Fucking look at loads of really good like splash pages and double page spreads in this book. Really, really cool. That's something to keep an eye on, possibly for something coming up. Yeah, just fucking look at it. That's hand painted. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think Joker's got some like crazy laugh power that's making all their heads explode. Just fucking cool. That's cool. So he's gazing into the face of Judge Fear, which is terrifying, but it's still cartoony and funny. He's got a, you know, tongue-in-cheek, I think is what they call that. His Batman is perfectly well painted. Delicious bulges and stuff where they need to be. But his Judge Dredd just has something else about it, man. His Judge Dredd's really, really fucking well painted. The texture on his gloves. And something that's, you know, takes a lot of practice, it's very difficult to do, is to show difference in textures, different materials with paintings. So like the helmet is shiny, the shoulder pads are metal, but, you know, not necessarily shiny metal, so there's dents and stuff. This is materials, and they all look like different textures, but they're all made using the same paint, and that's something fucking crazy. He uses airbrushes for not quite a lot of, but some of his backgrounds, so it gives a sort of depth of field look to it. No Photoshop or anything. Again, it's all hand painted, so that's all blurry in the background, and then he's got this rendered in the foreground. Just so fucking good, man. The stances and everything. That pose is cool. He's just really fucking good. Ooh. Different colour schemes for different sort of places and times. That's so good. Kicking Judge Mortis to pieces. That's fun. Some of this you can tell he was like having fun painting. Dinosaurs and shit. That's cool. More of the airbrushed backgrounds. Really, really good effect there. Just fucking good. That's fucking cool. Ugh. I don't want to keep going on about it, but the fact that this is all hand painted is insane. It's insanity. That's a really fucking cool panel. Like a House of Mirrors, I guess, with Judge Death in there. Hand painted, no Photoshop, all done by hand. The pose of Dredd is fucking cool. The angle, all the shit on the floor, textures and things. He slices Judge Death's head off with a shard of mirror. What is it? He goes, lost your gun, dearie, disarmed, defenseless, deceased, whoosh. Fucking the pose is amazing. The angle, the background, the texture, the glass in the front, it's all just fucking quality. If you don't know Jim Murray's artwork, look at it. Fucking look. That's something I really like. I love, as I've said in my artwork before, you know, splash pages, really nicely, painstakingly rendered images like that. And then you have just a little few dabs of paint, so you get the idea of the character, just little characters there. I really love just silhouette Batman there. You don't need to paint Batman in, just go, yeah, you know it's Batman, it's all good. That's all you need. Joker getting shot to pieces. The texture in the background on the wall is really fucking cool. Some good shit. But yeah, if you Google image Jim Murray artwork, it's all fucking fantastic. You know, like I say, his Magic the Gathering cards, his comic book work, it's all just so fucking good. So that was Judge Dredd Batman. Batman, you say? How about Batman and Demon? A short little one shot comic book written by Alan Grant, who did a lot of the Judge Dredd writing. It's like a medieval fairy tale of Bruce Wayne turning into this sort of bat demon at night time and going on rampages and killing sprees, with delicious, gorgeous artwork by Jim Murray, hand painted wonderfully. That, like, how do you even come up with that, let alone make it, draw it and paint it? As always, great angles, great action, dynamic poses, great effects, textures. And I love the difference in, having the pencils and shit as well as the paintings to indicate, different sort of times and feelings and such. Great characters, great shapes. Keep in mind streetwise and graffiti art, because I have something of a theory I'll get onto with regards to that. So yeah, like a medieval setting, fairy tales, poison ivy, Bruce Wayne in Wayne Manor, I guess, is like a big castle instead of a mansion. Killer Croc is a crime lord or whatevs. Catwoman, that's such a good piece, man. Man, I'm saying man a lot. I say again a lot, I say man a lot. The outfit's so cool though. The spikes and the straps and everything. Fucking sexy. Fucking tits and shit. That's what we fucking like to see. That's good. There you go. My review. That's good. That's good too. Oh, this is good. Great fucking action poses. And he didn't need to add this in. He smashed a hole in the wall. She kicked him into a wall. There's a hole in the wall. So he drew the guy in there just having a meal. And he's like, what the fuck's going on? And then they don't go back to it. It happened. It's funny. It's cool. That's what the best artists do, is they throw in their own little funny bits and pieces. And then I think this is, what's his name? Alfred. That's funny. Alfred explaining the history of the demon. That's so cool. This wizard, Merlin, is responsible in some way, I think. I haven't read it. I don't know. But Master Bruce, I am Merlin. Another Animorphs sort of thing. So they try to contain a demon or something. Oh no, Poison Ivy's dead, but sexy. Good. He's turning into the demon. What the fuck? That's my fire noise. That's so good, man. That's a really impactful thing to have. In most comics, it's like cool, whatever, but especially when they're painted, when you see the jump from colour to monochromatic, black and white. So good. From an art perspective, And then he like stuns Catwoman and then grabs her by the hair and then torches her face off. And that's really fucking cool. He gets shot with a bunch of arrows. He flicks them at his chest because he don't give a fuck. I think I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but like it looks like he painted in his penis and then they censored it or something. I don't know. It's a weird place to have a patch if it's not there on purpose. Black and white. Good. Cool. It's all very good. I think they get rid of the demon, and it's all oh, look how happy it is. Demon face in the barrow. Very cool little one little piece of comic book artwork thing. Very glad to have that one around. And this one came across this completely by accident. I saw it and thought, Drown Town, the fuck is that? It's a comic book called Drown Town. And I saw Jim Murray and I was like, wait, as in that Jim Murray? Turns out, yes, as in that Jim Murray. That's a really fucking cool concept sketch or something, I guess. I could not tell you a single thing about the story for this. I've not read it once. I don't know his name. I don't know any of the characters. I've looked through it about 100 times, just at the artwork, because the artwork's fucking phenomenal. frankly. But, you know, that stands to reason, doesn't it? This is really, really cool. Hand painted. Again, keep in mind, all of this hand painted. Targeting that guy and then poof, shoots him. And there's like animal people in this world. I don't know exactly what's going on. I really love this bit here with this like dirty water that he's in with his shirt like coming up in it. And then he's submerged with his cigarette end sticking out. Cigarette butts and shit all floating. And then he gets grabbed out by the hyena boy on his bike. All the animal people faces are really, really well drawn as well. Very well drawn and rendered. And then there's a lot of this stuff in this book that I don't really give a fuck about. She's pretty generic looking. All tattoos, all dark and mysterious. Whatever. This guy actually looks quite a lot like Simon Bisley. I don't know if he is based on him at all, but he does have quite a Bisley look, a bit chunkier, but still quite Bisley looking. And I say like, all the boring shit. Even the boring shit is well drawn, well, like that's kind of, in a way, a generic action scene spread, but at the same time, it's fucking really impressive. I couldn't draw it like that. It's really fucking good, is what it is. Love this. The background characters there. Again, little people, little drawings. People carrying boxes. People with their drinks going, what the fuck's going on? Oh my god. Oh. Gorilla on a bike jet thing. Cool. There's some really good standout bits in here. There's a lot that's just like, yeah, they're in a place and it's cool and exposition story. Then we get to this bit. I fucking love this bit. All the rats. This he's come into a sewer and he's like stumbled into a society of rats that talk. They ride iguanas. Really fucking well painted iguanas. Love the colours in his scales, man. And they're like the borrowers. They like collect shit. They've got wallets and watches and things. Their own clothing and weapons. They're all over him. They've got their own little dinghies with shit in them. I guess stuff that falls into the sewers or whatever. Phones and wallets. And that's really fucking good. Again, like with the other one, they censored the penis, which is, understandable, but come on. Slightly less rendered, this one, because you can see like the underpainting and stuff, but that might be a stylistic choice because it's in a sewer, so it's like a bit dirtier, muggier, less perfected. But still amazing artwork. Like, just to think, like, if you saw that in any other comic book, you'd be like, yeah, okay, that's good. But to know that's hand painted, it's just like, like I can paint, yeah, but not like that, man. That's something else. Yeah, all the little rats are cool. They've got chainsaws and drills and shit. This one's got a hat. That's funny. He's talking to him. I guess, I think he's like extorting him or blackmailing him or something. They're about to cut his nipple off. That's funny. Going through his shit. They've got such good character to them. Man, they're so good. That is so cool. Like, I'd be happy to be able to paint that like that. Just to have that one piece go, look, I painted this one picture of a rat. And people would be like, wow, that's really cool. But to have that just be one panel in amongst this whole fucking book. This looks like it's done with watercolours, almost like it's done by a whole different artist. I don't know quite what the deal is with that. It jumps back. It might be a flashback or something. Like I say, I don't read, so I don't know. Hippo Man in a mud bath. That's really fucking cool. The texture and colours in his skin are amazing. The texture of the mud is really well done as well. There's the girls. These two girls unhappy about getting into the mud bath. But they're in it anyway. And then they're like getting out all muddy and sexy. Fucking cool. That's funny. Another little thing that you didn't need to add in, but have a toad catching like a little fish or something. It's funny. It's good artwork. It's good artwork. It's all very cool and good artwork. And then more just like stuff going on, people doing things. And then a fucking chimpanzee and a panda bear. It's so good. I love that. Like, that would look cool in any comic book. It would just be like, hey, cool. but again, in this style, with the way he draws, the way he captures things and renders things, it's particularly good. And they have a fight, shit goes down, don't know what's happening, but it looks cool. I think that's Drowned Town. It says book 1. I've not seen hide nor hair of a book 2, so heavens knows what the deal is with that. So that's all the artwork of Jim Murray's I have. Again, I suggest you Google him and look him up. But he also did the in-show artwork for a series called Spaced, which features a younger Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and their crew. Directed by Edgar Wright, so some of his early work, and obviously he directed the Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead and them. Definitely fucking worth a watch. So that artwork, I think, is Jim Murray, the cover artwork, and you can see these as like more drawn as opposed to the fully painted paintings, which are really cool. And there's those like caricatures of the characters, which is cool too. So all these drawings as well that he did. But in the show, the main character Tim, named Tim Bisley after Simon Bisley, is a comic book artist in the show, and he has this whole sketchbook that he draws in all the time, which is a sketchbook literally filled with drawings by Jim Murray, but of like Tim and his friends, as if Tim's drawing them, drawing pictures of him killing his ex-girlfriend or whatever. Which is cool. But then here's my theory, because Simon Pegg mentions his friend in like the commentary or something. He mentions his friend was a graffiti artist who was in a crew of graffiti writers called The Fuckist Uppist, which was TFU, The Fuckist Uppist, which in the show he paints the little logo on their Robot Wars robot that they build, which is the same logo that I pointed out in here, which I'm not going to be able to find. It's in the crowd scene, isn't it? There, that logo. So there's T's on this side and F there and U there. TFU, The Fuckist Uppist. So Simon mentions in the commentary that his friend is a graffiti artist, so it's the name of their crew that he put, because they don't explain it in the show. Daisy, the character, says, what does TFU mean? And he says, The Fuckist Uppist, which is not explained. But he says in the commentary, my thought is that Jim Murray was a graffiti writer. He was in a crew called The Fuckist Uppist, who somewhere along the way was friends with Simon Pegg, and then he got him to do the artwork for the show, which would make sense, wouldn't it? I don't know if that is the case, but it might be. I don't know. Yeah, Jim Murray, good artwork. Space is a very good show. Check it out if you haven't already, and let me know what you thought, or don't. Your opinion's irrelevant. Fuck off. You may recall in a previous video that I showed Ashley Wood's artwork, I mentioned he had done a Judge Dredd strip, the artwork for which was really like weirdly airbrushed and so different from the artwork he produces nowadays, so much so that you wouldn't even know it was Ashley Wood. So I had this book, which has this short Jim Murray strip in it, completely neglected to realise the fact that as well as Jim Murray on the front, Ashley Wood's name, because the strip Ashley Wood did is in this fucking book, art by Ashley Wood. I didn't even realise until I was looking through, just flipping through for fun to check out the other artwork. This is all by Ashley Wood, and you just fucking wouldn't know. Like, it looks nothing at all like his current artwork, because it's, as you can see, it's very much airbrushed with, weird little effects. Possibly very much influenced by Dave McKean, if you know who he is. He did a Batman strip, Arkham Asylum, something. But yeah, so this whole strip is Ashley Wood, and it's so, like, it's a really odd looking style anyway, which I guess it bodes well for Ashley Wood. Maybe it was quite a standout style. Very, very weird looking. But really just a world away from, you know, I mean, his artwork in general nowadays, especially the comic book artwork he does now. Because obviously, you know, airbrushing like this would take so long to do these pages. And so now it looks like he bangs pages out, just page after page after page, multiple pages in a day easily. Because it's quite, very loose ink drawings that he uses now. So to see this and know it's the same guy is so bizarre. It's also a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought it was just like he did, one short strip. But it was all of that. So yeah, Ashley Wood, 1994. So obviously quite some time ago, but it's the fact that that's an Ashley Wood strip is quite an odd one. And that's all I've got to say on that.